Howdy folks, it's Angel the Hunting Gear Guy. This is the Garmin C1 Pro. Garmin Xero C1 Pro. It's got a kind of a confusing name. I don't know why they just didn't call it like the best chronograph you can buy in the world. Because that's what it is. This is the best chronograph that's out there. Maybe I'll start off with talking about a little bit about the history and some of the competition, and we'll get up to this thing. So the oldest chronographs that were in common use were these box style ones. They've got a detector here, bullet goes over top, and it says, oh, I can detect the time difference between the bullet going past this one and this one, therefore I can detect the velocity. Sometimes, like Shooting Crony had one that was like a box that could fold open. There's a couple of other ones out there. They have those guide wires. Sometimes they'll have like a white, if you're shooting over top of like a really bright blue sky, sometimes they can't pick up the bullet that well. So you need like a white translucent plastic thing over top. If you're shooting indoors, you need that. And you may even need to have lights on above, kind of a thing. So they had a bit of setup involved. You had to shoot through them as well. So a lot of people shot them accidentally. They'd have their chronograph down range, and they'd have to shoot above it, and they'd end up, putting a bullet right into their chronograph and ruining it. Happened a lot. You think about your sight over bore, right? Your scope's there, your bore is actually down here. You think you've got lots of room, but actually the barrel's aimed right at your chronograph. So a lot of that happened a lot of times. They're also really touchy to get working. In my experience, they're really touchy to get working. Kind of a pain in the butt. And if you think about how most ranges are set up, you have a kind of a bench. It's not really like, you need to put this thing like a meter or two ahead of you, right? 6 to 9 feet or so. So not like the practicality wasn't really there. They're kind of a pain in the ass to use at the range. So those were a thing for a while. Fairly recently here, we've had two completely different ideas come out. One of them has been the Lab Radar, which is about yay big. I have a video on it. I'll link it here. The Lab Radar is good, but it was really finicky to get going. And to pick up 22 shots, like it was bad. It had like a little microphone to detect the shots. Like it just wasn't that good at like the sensitivity and setup was kind of picky, right? The other one that came out was the Magneto Speed. That one's strapped right to your rifle, and it detected that bullet going over top, and it was just all in one piece, right? So you just strapped it to your rifle, and away you go. Magneto Speed was really good, but you have to set it up on your rifle, right? You have to set it up on your rifle, get the height correct. You have to put some different shims in for some different heights and that kind of a thing. So still a little bit of setup involved with it. The remote for that was good. I had no problems using the Magneto Speed. I thought it was usable enough. The Lab Radar was a little bit more complicated. A lot more complicated. And the app for it was not that good. And the battery life on it wasn't that good either. I see a lot of people with those old Lab Radars with battery banks hooked up to them to make sure that they last through the day, through their shooting exercise. So that's where we've been most recently. And then I think last year Garmin came out with this thing, the C1. It is tiny. This is just a tripod just to put it on, right? But it's a very small device. That's all you need for a tripod. You don't need something that's super adjustable because this is good enough. And you pop the legs out, you put it on your desk, you turn it on, you hit a button a couple of times, and you're done. You're set up. There is like nothing else involved with this. As long as you're like close enough to it, it'll detect your shots. I had no problems at all having this thing pick up my shots and quote unquote just work, right? So I'm going to show you the setup right now because it is just so quick. So you turn it on by pressing that power button, and it's on. And I used this a bunch last weekend, and it still has charge. I found even after using it for 3 hours, going home, letting it sit for a week, I come back, I should charge it. The batteries are probably bad. It's got such a quick startup that I thought maybe it was just putting it to sleep. It wasn't actually turning off, so it's going to be using battery all the time. Nope, it was at 87% after using it for 3 hours and the weekend coming back. So it's good on batteries. We're going to go. New session. Yes. Rifle. 1700 to 5000 FPS. Yes, that's going to be most rifles. Do you want to put your projectile weight in there to get projectile energy? I'm lazy. No. Skip. Done. That's it. That's it. Okay. Take your tripod, put it out, and start shooting. That's it. Now, yes, it has more fancy things on top of that. It will calculate a couple of things as you're going along. You'll calculate your last velocity, average velocity, standard deviation, and extreme deviation, all on here as you're going. The display is, I think it's what do you call it, like an LCD or like an e-ink, I think, because it just looks a little bit different than some of the other ones out there, and it is very power efficient. It's kind of hard to read on camera. In person, it's not that bad. It's fine. So, yeah, I like it. The app has some more settings, some more features to it. And the app's you carry it around in your pocket, right? So if later you're like, oh, what was that velocity I was getting, like, last weekend? You can just pull it up on your phone and it'll be there. So that's nice. USB-C charging. You just kind of like pick this rubber out of the way on the side here, and you'll get to there's our covered USB-C charging port. Nice to see that. This looks like that's nothing, but that's actually what points to where the bullets are going, pointing down range kind of a thing. It's great. This thing's great. Everything on it is really great. It's easy to use. It's fast to set up. There's only one thing I don't like about it, and that's the price. This tiny little gizmo is 800 Canadian, 799 Canadian. And they've got the market. Like, there is nothing as good as this, so they don't need to put it on sale, and they're just going to run it at that what I think is a pretty high price. It's an excellent product. It's just a high price. If you want to know the velocity of your rounds, if you're reloading, if you're into PRS or something like that, long story short, it's great. If you're into that kind of thing, you'd want to get one of these. The only reason why you wouldn't want to get one of these is if you can wait just a little bit more, because Athlon is coming out with a competitor to this at quite a bit cheaper. We'll wait and see if the app's good and all that other kind of stuff. Because again, like the whole usability and experience of using this thing's fantastic. It's great. Very, very no muss, no fuss. The reliability is good. The sensitivity is fine. The complexity of setup is not there. It's easy to set up. But maybe that Athlon Rangecraft one, if it's a lot cheaper and it's just as good as this one, oh baby, that's going to be a hot product. Because I think at $800, it's kind of an expensive tool to have in your range bag. For PRS competitors and that kind of thing, they're already spending a bunch of money on everything else, so why not throw something else on top? But for regular hunters and that kind of thing, probably wouldn't want to get one of these things. But it is absolutely fantastic. If you can't wait and you want something that's good, yeah, these are really good. They are worth the hype. If you can wait a little bit, maybe wait and see how that Athlon one is. I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to reviewing one. And otherwise, take a look at the Garmin Xero C1. Thanks for watching.